Okay, so anyway, everybody, I got a question to ask you guys. And the question is this. Do you know how astronauts get to walk on the moon? Well, it's easy. First, they get off on their rocket ships, or the space shuttle, or whatever rocket ship they're using. And, well, first they prepare for landing, and they get to walk on the moon too. Yep, and they get to move in big giant footsteps like this. That's called moonwalking. Yeah, that's called moonwalking. Yep, moonwalking. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the only planet. I think the moon is the only #1 planet for astronauts to be allowed to go to. But that's okay. Everybody loves the moon, including babies and toddlers. They love the moon. Yep. I can imagine if there was a baby astronaut landing on the moon for the very first time. Can you imagine? Yep. So anyway, when the astronauts get off their rocket ships and while they land on the moon, they move in their giant footsteps. Slowly and gracefully. Slowly and gracefully. And sometimes, usually most of the time, they put on the American flag to land on the moon like this. Yep, so that they can support America and stuff like that. Yeah, every astronaut puts an American flag on the moon. That way, everybody knows that I guess they're the first people to land on the moon. Yeah, including a very special astronaut hero, not Ken Reitler, but Neil Armstrong. Yup. So yeah. And yep. And there is a quote about walking on the moon as well too. As what the control speaker says. Here's a walking on the moon quote that I bet you guys already know about moon landing and stuff. Here's how it goes. For moon landing, there's a man on the control tower saying into the microphone in the speaker that says like this. There's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Yep, that's what he says, yep. I'll say it again, just in case if you guys didn't hear what I said. I said, there's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Yep, that's what the quote says, according to the guy who works at the control station back then years ago. Pretty cool, huh? Yep, that's how the astronauts get to walk on the moon and be the first people to land on it too. And sometimes they help out a little bit as well. Sometimes they need a lot of people around the moon to help. Yeah. I guess the moon is a popular planet, I guess. Yep, well, that's when outer space became popular back then years ago. So yeah. So anyway, that's how the astronauts get to walk on the moon. I bet you guys can walk on the moon too, 'cause it's fun.